Hi, I'm Cory Sutherland. Today I'm going to be making awesome heart-healthy cookies. Now the reason that they're heart-healthy is because instead of butter, we're going to be putting beans inside these cookies. Now that might seem gross, but the reason that we're doing that is beans have a lot of fiber, they are very high in protein, and they're very low in fat. Beans can also be used in a variety of things, in baked goods, soups, salads, in hummus dip, and a lot of other ways. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to add is the beans. And I chose white northern beans. I mean, you could do black beans, you could do pinto. The different colors might throw off your cookies a little bit. The white northern are going to be the best for this cookie because it is a lighter cookie. It's 3/4 of a cup, and you blend it up. You can either blend it up or use it and use a fork and just make it a frosting-like consistency. That's the consistency that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and add that into my bowl. And the next thing that we're going to add is our canola oil, 3 tablespoons of it. And the next thing we're going to add is our sugars. We're going to do 1/2 cup of white sugar and 3/4 cup of brown. And when you measure out brown sugar, the thing that you want to remember is that it contains a lot of air, so that when you do pack it into the cup, you need to make sure that you pack it in nice and tight so that you get rid of all of the air from the brown sugar. And when it sits in your cupboard for a while, it gets a little bit hard. That's what I'm experiencing right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and mix this up. Next, what we're going to add is 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to go ahead and cream that together. In a separate bowl, we're going to add all of our dry ingredients together. 3 cups of oats, 1 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to mix all this together before I mix it into my wet ingredients, just to ensure that everything gets coated the right way. I'm then going to add it to my wet ingredients. Now, one thing that my mom taught me when I was a kid about baked goods is if it looks a little bit too sticky, and when you touch it, if it sticks to your finger, you do need to add a little bit more flour. And what the flour will do is it'll make it so it has a nice consistency and the cookies won't be flat and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more flour. Go ahead and mix that together. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to add chocolate chips into this. What I did was I added dark chocolate chips. I'll give you guys a recipe. You can add coconut, you can add nuts, chocolate chips, just depending on what you guys like to do. I use dark chocolate for these. And what dark chocolate does is it gives you antioxidants and it helps you fight diseases like cancer and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and mix that. And it looks like I'm all done. I'm going to go ahead and scoop these onto my sprayed cookie sheet. Just go ahead and spray it with Pam. Because it doesn't have butter, it won't be able to not stick to the pan if you don't spray it. So I'm going to go ahead and roll these onto here. You're going to bake it at 350 for about 8 to 10 minutes. And when you put it onto the tray, make sure to press them down a little bit because they don't spread out quite as much. And you want to make sure that you have a nice done cookie. So we're going to go ahead and put these onto the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and put my cookies into the oven that's been preheating. And while they're cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about beans. The biggest thing that I can tell you is that beans don't only come in the can, they do come in a dry version. And a quick rundown of how to cook those is you'll use them in a crock pot. So what you'll do is you will soak them overnight, and they come in just a bag of beans. It looks just like this. Just pretend these are beans that are dried. You'll go ahead and soak those in a crock pot, and what that does is it gets some of those farty gases that are stewing in the beans to come up, and you'll go ahead and you'll drain that after it's been soaking all night, and then you'll refill it with water, and then you'll cook it depending on what kind of bean that you have. Let's go ahead and check on our cookies. Depending on your altitude, the cooking time does change. It looks like they need a little bit more time before we take them out and let them cool. Another reason that these cookies are really, really good for you and are really heart healthy is because they have oats in them, which are a whole grain, which are really, really good for you, as I'm sure you know. And they also have whole wheat flour. So all in all, these cookies are way, way good for you, other than they have a little bit of sugar, but that'll just make you hyper and you'll be fine. I think our cookies are ready. Perfectly golden brown. I'm gonna go ahead and let them cool for a little bit. All right, now that they've cooled off a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on a plate. And I'm so excited to try these because they're so good. You guys will enjoy them too, a lot better than the sardines that you tried last week. I got a little bit of chocolate in my mouth. Now the nice thing about them is you can also freeze them too. And they're really, really good. I promise you're gonna love them. Do not try these, okay? Enjoy.